Okay, so I'm sitting here right now. I'm checking out our upcoming Guitalele. This is a spontaneous Facebook session. So bear with me right now. I want to show you a little bit about what's going on underneath the hood of our next gen guitar series. We've done a lot of work and a lot of research in terms of figuring out like how to really push guitar instruments forward. Let me just try to play a solo here, and just bear with me. This is still early days. We're still some weeks away from releasing it, but I think we're getting pretty close to something that sounds like a near rendition of a beautiful guitalele, which is a combination between a guitar and a ukulele. Just check this out. Just shut down the microphone here. Going to turn the mic back here. So as you can hear, there's a lot of legato and hammer-on transitions going on. It's super fluent. Everything I'm playing, like all that stuff is live on the keys. And it was really trying to figure out like how can we create something that's simple. You can see the UI here is fairly simple to use, but super, super flexible on the keys. And no matter how fast you play, it just works. And you can of course also play slower, so and you can do your fasting. And you can see down here we got artifacts. So there are different level of artifacts you can integrate here. This is the volume and this is the amount of artifacts. I like to have a lot of them in there. You can also control the release trigger and vibrato as well. But I like to have a lot of those sort of more non-linear sort of characteristics of the instrument. A lot of stuff happens when you play fast. You won't get the notes totally like. Sometimes you'll have legato transition. Sometimes you'll just have individual. And you hear all these little fret noises. It's fun. I've tried to learn, if you watch like real players, not just keyboard things like me, but they will breathe with instruments, so you almost go like. sort of breathe, and it's actually something I've started doing more. It sounds maybe crazy, but when I play the instruments, I try to breathe with them. It connects you better to the keyboard and the playability. And one of the things about this instrument is all about playability. It's all about having fun right off the keys. And it's hard to describe that, but I think you can hear like the nimbleness of it. Whoops. And you can almost play faster than you could on a real guitar. So sometimes, and I think it's also playing to the temperament of the instrument. The first part is playing, let me just play it again here, is actually for a demo where you can really hear the instrument in sort of full version. Let me just play it again here. Let me also share what's going on, because there's actually two parts. So as you may know, with our older guitar libraries called instant guitars, everything was separated. We did multi-sample guitars. We didn't do legato and all that advanced stuff we're doing here, but there are really good representations of the instrument in the more core form. And then we also had additional strummer editions. With this thing, it's different. It's all built into one. So you got your solo instrument here, but if you click down here in the strummer or up here in the strummer, you'll be taken into a whole strum part of the library, and this is wicked. Let me try to take you down. Let me see where we have it here. Let me find it here in the sequence. Bear with me. So with this part here, you can essentially play any kind of strum you want. We essentially cut down a guitar in all its smallest parts. So you have individual strings, you have all these different type of mutes, and they're all velocity based and round robin based as well. So you can create any kind of chord you want, and you control them down here with key switches. Let me just trigger the sequence here so you can hear what's going on. But in a normal way, you would go in here, you would select your key, and then you go in here and you can select a wealth of chords. There's a lot more than I'm showing you right here. And that's just an example of how much you can actually do with the strumming. So you're no longer sort of limited to pre-recorded loops, which we have in our old libraries. We actually have full strum engine here, and we'll cover that a lot more in other videos. But let me just trigger a little bit of the sequence here, and then let's try to play a solo guitar on top of that, so you can hear it like in a more isolated fashion. But let me just trigger a little bit of the sort of simple groove here. Isn't it wicked? So let me try to play it again here. I'll add, let me see here. There's a lot of fret noises. So let's go up here and click the solo again here. And we also did a beautiful 3D render interface. You can actually go between all these different parts here. And I'm gonna go back up here to the core instrument. So let's try to trigger the MIDI groove again here, and just put a little bit of solo on top so you can hear. This is purely just the instrument alone playing. Pretty sick. Turn the volume down. So that's the no. Let me do a little more of that. Actually, I sometimes forget that people are just watching live and dumping in and out. I'll just play a little bit of solo here. I'm gonna let it run for like a minute or two, and then I'm gonna add a few more instruments here. You can see I also have our percussion loaded here, which is one of my favorite libraries. And I'm just reading on Facebook. It's absolutely true. This guy, let me just play it from the bottom. Obviously, we stretched the interval. The guitalele is a sort of smaller. It's a 6-string instrument, but it has a smaller range than a normal guitar. But we actually decided to stretch it further down here, so you can really go and all the way up. So you got a full. You can actually go like real down artificial intervals as well. And you also have legato down here. It's kind of cool. Like the biggest guitar in the world. And it's super clean down there. Let me just check it from the beginning here, and then let me try to play a little bit of other instruments as well, so you can hear what it sounds like when I integrate it here. You can hear a beautiful shaker and a snare that's coming from our percussion library here, where we did not only multi-samples, but a completely new technique, which is patent pending, where we are taking loops and recording them in velocities, so you can actually control the full velocity, and you get a much more fluent thing with stuff like very fast snares and shakers and all that stuff. So let me check it here from the beginning, and then we're going to go into some solo work here as well. And again, when you hear it, it's a combination between our strum technology here, which is a full strum designer that allows you to do virtually any chord, any kind of rhythm you want. You can also select multiple rhythms here as well. I just have a simple rhythm running right now just to show you guys very quickly, but you can essentially do anything you want with strum. We also have how much swing you want in the strum. Let me just show you that actually just briefly. So we're going to have the strum rhythm run here, and I'll put more swing to it. Okay, so let me play from the beginning here, and then we'll get into it. It's just so much fun to jam with. I should also say everything you're listening to right now is, and that goes for every virtual demo we do, it's only using ADO products. There's no live elements or anything like that. One of the reasons that the shakers and the percussion is rocking as one in the background is essentially using our Aura technology over here, and it's just so fluent, and there's so much you can do with it. I highly encourage you to watch our Aura Studio percussion as well. It's one of those libraries that helps bring life to your composition, because we got everything multi-sampled as well. And once you combine this with our new strum tech and all that stuff, it's just fluent as hell. Let me just try to play for a short second here, just the strum stuff alone here, and just play a little bit of solo on top of it again so you can hear it. Let me just start the strum by itself. And let me just save my sequence here. Let me just try to create a new rhythm here so you can see how the strummer works as well. You're going to see me use different key switches over here, which are triggered from the keyboard, and then you can see over here, you can sort of do every single thing you could imagine with the rhythm. So I'm going to try to generate another rhythm real time, and then we'll dive back. Let me just go into rhythm number 2 here. Let's see how that sounds. Okay, perfect. So this is just an arpeggiation. I'm going to go in and configure this to show you how you can create another rhythm. And again, you can do any freaking thing you want in this drum engine. It's brilliant. Okay, let me just try to play a little bit of solo. This is a bit of an awkward rhythm, but just to show you like how it works. This is the early days. We're still a couple of weeks out, but just to show you how this shit works. Cool. This was just me having a little bit of fun showing you our new Guitalele library here. I'm just going to wrap it up playing the solo I'm working on for the demo here. Obviously, it just works right off the bat. Let me show it quickly here. And it's awesome because for me, particularly once you start using other instruments, we're pretty much up to where it sounds completely real at this point. You can also do stuff like, we actually have vibrato articulations here as well. Actually recorded with actual vibrato, stuff like muted. Stuff like harmonics. So it's just an awesome library. I think it might be the most nimble library I've ever played in terms of solo expression, especially with the ability to go from fast to slow in a full real-time sense. There's no key switches, there's nothing going on. This is just me live in the keys. So I'm so excited about this library. We actually have a lot more coming in this series. I think we've identified something that really works for us in terms of playability and all that stuff. So thanks for watching. Let me just play a little bit here from the demo again, and then we'll wrap up this little thing. We got a lot more coming, so this is just the first out of many, many videos on our new advanced guitar series.